Introduction to Nova Station. In the vast expanse of space, where stars twinkled like distant dreams, there existed a hub of life known as Nova Station. This bustling outpost floated gracefully in orbit around a vibrant blue planet, serving as a melting pot for various species from across the galaxy. Each day, ships arrived and departed, carrying with them tales of adventure, trade, and sometimes conflict. For many, Nova Station was a sanctuary. For others, it was merely a waypoint on their journey through the cosmos. Meet Ilara. Among its inhabitants was Ilara, a young engineer with a passion for exploration and innovation. With her short-cropped hair and bright green eyes that sparkled with curiosity, she embodied the spirit of adventure that permeated the station. Ilara had grown up on a mining colony far from here, where resources were scarce and dreams often felt out of reach. But at Nova Station, she found herself surrounded by technology that could turn those dreams into reality. Her days were spent repairing docking bays and upgrading systems, but her nights were filled with stories shared over cups of steaming synth brew in the common area. It was here that she met individuals from all walks of life, traders from distant worlds, scholars seeking knowledge, and wanderers searching for purpose. The diverse inhabitants. Nova Station was not just a technological marvel. It was a tapestry woven from countless threads of culture and tradition. The vibrant colors of alien attire filled the corridors, while exotic scents wafted from food stalls, offering delicacies from various planets. Each species brought its unique customs and beliefs, creating an atmosphere rich with diversity. Ilara often marveled at how different beings coexisted in this microcosm of galactic society. She had friends among the Iltheri, a race known for their ethereal beauty and wisdom, and often engaged in spirited debates with them about philosophy and technology. Then there were the rugged Zorathians, whose fierce loyalty and warrior spirit intrigued her. Together, they formed an unlikely family amidst the stars. A mysterious signal. One fateful day, as Ilara worked diligently in her workshop, an alarm blared throughout Nova Station. It was a sound that sent waves of anxiety rippling through its inhabitants. The source was a mysterious signal emanating from deep space, one that no one could identify or explain. Curiosity piqued within Ilara as she rushed to join her colleagues in the control room. Screens flickered with data streams as scientists frantically attempted to decode the message hidden within the signal. Whispers filled the air about what it could mean. Was it a distress call, an invitation, or perhaps something more sinister? Ilara felt an electric thrill coursing through her veins. This could be her chance to contribute to something monumental. As she peered over the shoulders of seasoned engineers and scientists, she caught glimpses of their expressions. Fear mingled with excitement. The call to action. The station's commander soon called for an emergency meeting in the central hub, a grand chamber adorned with holographic displays showcasing various star systems. As beings from all corners of Nova Station gathered, Ilara took her place among them, feeling both anxious and exhilarated. The commander stood at the forefront, his voice steady yet commanding as he addressed everyone present. "We have received an unidentified signal from deep space," he announced gravely. "We must determine its origin and intent." Ilara's heart raced as discussions erupted around her, some advocating for immediate action while others urged caution. She knew that whatever lay ahead would change everything for them all. As she listened intently to differing opinions clashing like meteors in orbit, Ilara felt a sense of purpose ignite within her. This was not just another day at Nova Station. This was a turning point in their collective journey through an uncertain future. With this first part established, subsequent sections will delve deeper into Ilara's adventures as she navigates through challenges posed by both external threats and internal conflicts among diverse species aboard Nova Station. The control room buzz. The atmosphere in the control room of Nova Station was electric. Engineers and scientists, a diverse mix of species, crowded around the holographic displays, their faces illuminated by the soft blue glow of data streams. Ilara stood at the forefront, her heart racing as she absorbed the chaotic energy around her. The mysterious signal had become the center of attention, a puzzle that demanded to be solved. "Can anyone make sense of this?" barked Dr. Varnack, a grizzled Iltheri scientist with a reputation for his brilliant yet unconventional methods. His long fingers danced over the controls, attempting to extract meaning from the garbled data. Ilara leaned closer to the screen, her mind racing with possibilities. She had always been fascinated by signals, how they carried messages across vast distances, bridging gaps between worlds. But this one felt different. It was almost as if it had a life of its own. The tension rises. As hours passed and the signal remained indecipherable, tensions began to rise among the team. Different factions within Nova Station had begun to voice their opinions on how to handle the situation. Some argued for immediate action, suggesting they send a probe to investigate the signal's source. Others urged caution, fearing that it might be a trap set by hostile forces. Ilara felt caught in the middle of this brewing storm. She understood both sides. The allure of discovery was strong, but so was the instinct for self-preservation. As she glanced around the room, she could see fear etched on some faces and determination on others. "Let's not forget," Ilara interjected, her voice steady despite her racing heart. "We're all here because we want to understand what this signal means. We need to work together." Her words hung in the air, and for a moment, silence enveloped the room. Then Dr. Varnack nodded slowly, signaling his agreement. "You're right, Ilara. We need a plan." Flashbacks to Ilara's past. As discussions continued, Ilara's mind drifted back to her childhood on the mining colony. She remembered how she had always been fascinated by stories of explorers who ventured into uncharted territories. Her father had often told her tales of brave souls who faced unknown dangers in pursuit of knowledge. "Knowledge is power," he would say with a twinkle in his eye, "but it comes with responsibility." Those words echoed in her mind as she stood there, grappling with her desire for adventure and the weight of responsibility that came with it. She had left her home seeking something greater than herself, a chance to make a difference in a universe filled with uncertainty. Decoding begins. Finally, after hours of deliberation, Ilara proposed an idea. "What if we break down the signal into smaller components? We might find patterns that could lead us to its origin." Dr. Varnack considered her suggestion carefully before nodding in agreement. "It's worth a shot," he said. With renewed energy, they set to work. Ilara took charge of one section, while others focused on different aspects of the signal. As they worked late into the night, their camaraderie began to grow. Species that had once been divided by cultural differences now united in their shared goal. Hours turned into days as they pored over data and made gradual progress. The signal was complex, layered with frequencies that seemed almost intentional, but slowly they began to uncover its secrets. A revelation. One evening, as Ilara analyzed yet another data stream, something clicked into place. "Wait," she exclaimed, drawing everyone's attention. "Look at this pattern. It's repeating." The room fell silent as everyone gathered around her screen. The realization washed over them like a wave. They were dealing with something far more sophisticated than they had initially thought. "What does it mean?" asked Nira, an eager Zorathian engineer who had become one of Ilara's closest allies during this endeavor. Ilara felt a thrill run through her as she began piecing together their findings. It could be a form of communication, a message encoded within layers of noise. As she continued to decode it further, excitement bubbled within her. This could be humanity's first contact with another intelligent life form. Different reactions. However, not everyone shared her enthusiasm. Some members of the team expressed concern about what this could mean for Nova Station and its inhabitants. What if the signal was indeed a warning? What if it attracted unwanted attention? Ilara tried to calm their fears, but found herself grappling with doubts as well. She understood that discovery often came at a cost. History was filled with tales of civilizations that had reached out only to face dire consequences. "We need to prepare for all outcomes," Dr. Varnack finally stated after much deliberation. We must ensure that we're ready for whatever may come our way. The decision. With their findings still unfolding and uncertainty looming over them like a storm cloud, Ilara felt an urgency build within her, a need to act before time slipped away. "Let's present our findings to Commander Tarek," she suggested firmly. "We need his guidance on how to proceed." The group nodded in agreement. They were ready to take their next step into an uncertain future. As they made their way toward the command center, Ilara couldn't shake off the feeling that they were standing on the precipice of something monumental, an adventure that would change their lives forever. This second part sets up further developments in Ilara's journey as she navigates through challenges posed by both external threats and internal conflicts aboard Nova Station, while decoding an enigmatic signal from deep space. Gathering of minds. The central hub of Nova Station buzzed with anticipation as representatives from various species gathered for an emergency council meeting. The vast chamber, adorned with holographic displays and intricate designs representing the cultures of the station's inhabitants, served as the perfect backdrop for this momentous occasion. Ilara stood among them, her heart pounding as she prepared to present her findings about the mysterious signal. Commander Tarek, a stoic figure with a reputation for decisive leadership, took his place at the head of the table. His presence commanded respect, and as he surveyed the room, silence fell. "We are here to discuss the signal that has captured our attention and concern," he began, his voice steady yet firm. "The diverse factions." Ilara glanced around the room, noting the diverse assembly of species. The Iltheri, with their shimmering skin and graceful movements, sat alongside the robust Zorethians, whose fierce loyalty was evident in their expressions. In one corner, a group of cuckoo huddled together, their compound eyes darting nervously as they exchanged pheromonal cues. Each faction had its own agenda, and Ilara could sense the tension simmering beneath the surface. "Before we proceed," Commander Tarek continued, "I want to hear from each representative about their concerns regarding this signal." One by one, voices rose in a cacophony of opinions. The Zorethian representative spoke first, his voice booming through the chamber. "This signal could be a trap. We must prioritize our safety above all else." The Iltheri representative countered with a softer tone. "But what if it's an opportunity? We cannot let fear dictate our actions." Ilara felt a surge of determination. She had spent countless hours decoding that signal. It was time to share what she had discovered. Ilara's presentation. "Commander Tarek," she interjected, stepping forward to address the assembly. "I believe I have insights that could help us understand this signal better." The commander nodded, gesturing for her to continue. Ilara activated her holographic display, projecting the data they had gathered. "What we found indicates that this signal is not random. It contains patterns that suggest intelligent design." Gasps filled the room as her words sank in. "It appears to be a form of communication, a message encoded within layers of noise," she explained. "If we can decipher it further, we may uncover its origin." Heated debates. The room erupted into debate once more. Some representatives were intrigued by Ilara's findings and urged immediate action to decode the message further. Others remained skeptical, fearing that pursuing this line of inquiry might lead them into danger. "Let's not forget our history," growled a Zorethian elder. "We've faced threats before from those who sought to exploit our curiosity." Ilara felt frustration bubbling within her. "But if we don't take this chance, we may never know what lies beyond. We owe it to ourselves to explore this opportunity." Commander Tarek raised his hand for silence once more. "We must find common ground," he said firmly. "Ilara's insights are valuable, but we must proceed cautiously. A compromise." After lengthy discussions filled with passionate arguments and emotional appeals, a compromise began to take shape. It was decided that a small team would be formed to investigate further while ensuring that Nova Station remained secure. "I will lead the team," Ilara volunteered eagerly, her heart racing at the thought of being part of this historic mission. The council members exchanged glances before Commander Tarek nodded in approval. "Very well," Ilara will lead an expedition team to explore the source of the signal. However, he added sternly, we will maintain strict security measures during this operation. Forming the expedition team. As discussions continued about who would join Ilara on this mission, she felt a mix of excitement and apprehension. This was her chance to make a real impact, but it also carried immense responsibility. Naira, her Zorethian friend who had stood by her side throughout their work on decoding the signal, stepped forward. I want to join you, she declared confidently. Ilara smiled. Having Nira by her side would provide strength and support during uncertain times. One by one, others expressed their desire to join, engineers and scientists eager to contribute their expertise. Finally, Dr. Varnak rose from his seat. I will accompany you as well, he stated firmly. His experience would be invaluable in navigating potential challenges they might face. Preparing for departure. With their team assembled and plans laid out, Ilara felt an overwhelming sense of purpose wash over her. They would prepare for departure within days, gathering supplies and equipment necessary for their journey into the unknown. As she left the council chamber that day, Ilara couldn't shake off a feeling of destiny enveloping her like a cloak. They were standing on the brink of something extraordinary, a chance to uncover secrets hidden among the stars. Reflections on responsibility. In quiet moments leading up to their departure preparations, Ilara reflected on what lay ahead. She understood that exploration came with risks, both physical dangers and ethical dilemmas regarding how they would interact with whatever they might encounter at the source of the signal. Her thoughts drifted back to her father's words. Knowledge is power. But now she grappled with another layer. Knowledge also demanded responsibility. As she gazed out at the stars through Nova Station's observation deck later that evening, she felt both exhilarated and anxious about what awaited them in deep space, a realm filled with possibilities yet shrouded in uncertainty. This third part sets up further developments in Ilara's journey as she prepares for an expedition into uncharted territories, while navigating complex dynamics among diverse species aboard Nova Station. Preparing for the journey. The days leading up to the expedition were a whirlwind of activity. Ilara and her team worked tirelessly, gathering equipment and supplies necessary for their journey into the unknown. The atmosphere aboard Nova Station was charged with excitement and apprehension, a mix of emotions that mirrored Ilara's own feelings. She felt a sense of purpose, but also the weight of responsibility resting heavily on her shoulders. Ilara had assembled a diverse team. Nira, her loyal Zorethian friend, Dr. Varnak, the brilliant Iltheri scientist, and a few other specialists from different species. Each member brought unique skills and perspectives, making them a formidable group ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Let's make sure we have everything, Ilara said as she reviewed their checklist one last time. We'll need communication devices, environmental suits, food supplies, and don't forget the emergency kits. Nira chimed in, her eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. Ilara smiled at her friend's eagerness. Right. We can't be too prepared. The departure. Finally, the day of departure arrived. The team gathered at the docking bay, where their ship awaited them. A sleek vessel named the Starfinder. It gleamed under the artificial lights of the station, its hull reflecting the excitement of those who would soon embark on this monumental journey. As they boarded, Ilara felt a rush of adrenaline. This was it, the moment she had been waiting for. She took her place at the controls, her fingers dancing over the interface as she initiated pre-launch checks. Ready for takeoff? Dr. Varnak asked, his voice calm amidst the flurry of activity. Ready as we'll ever be, Ilara replied, her heart racing in anticipation. With a final glance back at Nova Station, a beacon of safety and familiarity, they launched into space. The stars stretched out before them like an endless canvas, each one holding secrets waiting to be uncovered. Navigating through space. As the Starfinder glided through the cosmos, Ilara felt a sense of freedom wash over her. They were leaving behind the confines of Nova Station and venturing into uncharted territory, a realm filled with possibilities and uncertainties. Set course for the signal's origin, she instructed, her voice steady despite her excitement. Nira monitored their navigation systems while Dr. Varnak analyzed data from their sensors. We should arrive within a few hours, he reported after scanning their trajectory. Ilara nodded, her mind racing with thoughts about what they might encounter. Would they find intelligent life, or would they uncover something more sinister? The questions buzzed in her mind like restless fireflies. Team dynamics. As they traveled deeper into space, Ilara took time to observe her team. Each member brought something unique to the table: Nira's fierce loyalty and strength, Dr. Varnak's analytical mind, and even some unexpected humor from their communications officer, Raxon, a jovial cuckoo who often lightened the mood with his witty remarks. "Did you hear about the cuckoo who tried to join a band?" Raxon quipped one evening during dinner. He couldn't find his rhythm. The laughter that followed eased some of the tension that had been building since their departure. Ilara appreciated these moments. They reminded her that while they were on a serious mission, camaraderie was just as important. Approaching the signal source, hours passed as they traversed through starlit voids until finally, an alert chimed through the ship's systems. "Captain, we're approaching the signal's origin," Nira exclaimed, her eyes wide with excitement. Ilara leaned forward in her seat as a distant planet came into view, a swirling mass of colors and patterns unlike anything she had ever seen before. It was beautiful and intimidating all at once. "Prepare for orbital insertion," she commanded, feeling a mix of awe and trepidation at what lay ahead. As they descended toward the planet's surface, Ilara couldn't shake off an unsettling feeling in her gut. What if they weren't welcome? What if this world held dangers they couldn't foresee? Touching down, the ship landed smoothly on a rocky plateau surrounded by lush vegetation that seemed to pulse with life. As they disembarked from the Starfinder, Ilara took a deep breath of fresh air, something she hadn't experienced in days aboard Nova Station. "Stay alert," she reminded her team as they gathered their gear. "We don't know what we're dealing with here." They ventured further into the dense foliage, their senses heightened as they navigated through unfamiliar terrain. Strange sounds echoed around them, chirps and rustles that hinted at life hidden just out of sight. "What do you think we'll find?" Nira asked curiously while scanning their surroundings. "I don't know," Ilara admitted honestly, "but whatever it is, we need to be prepared." Discovering ancient ruins. After hours of exploration, they stumbled upon something extraordinary: ancient ruins partially covered by vines and moss. The structures were unlike anything Ilara had ever seen. Towering stone pillars etched with intricate carvings stood proudly against time's relentless march. "Look at this," Dr. Varnak exclaimed as he approached one of the pillars. "These markings could tell us about whoever once inhabited this world." Ilara felt a thrill run through her as she examined the carvings closely. They depicted scenes of celestial bodies and figures that resembled various species, some familiar and others entirely alien. "This could be monumental," she breathed in awe, "if we can decipher these symbols." Suddenly, an eerie silence enveloped them, as if nature itself held its breath in anticipation. A revelation. Just then, a low rumble echoed through the ground beneath them, a tremor that sent vibrations up Ilara's spine. The ruins seemed to come alive with energy as beams of light shot up from within them. "What's happening?" Nira shouted over the noise. "I don't know," Ilara replied urgently as she struggled to maintain her footing amidst the shaking ground. As if answering her unspoken question, an image materialized before them, a holographic projection depicting scenes from long ago. Beings working together to harness energy from celestial sources. Vibrant celebrations filled with laughter. Then dark shadows creeping in, conflict erupting among once unified factions. "This is history," Dr. Varnak whispered in awe. A warning. Confronting their fears, Ilara's heart raced as she absorbed what unfolded before them. A civilization that had once thrived, but ultimately fell victim to its own divisions and greed. She realized that this was not merely an exploration. It was a lesson steeped in cautionary tales about unity and cooperation among diverse beings. "We must learn from this," she urged her team as images faded back into darkness around them. "We cannot let history repeat itself." Just then, another tremor shook the ground more violently than before, a reminder that their time here was limited. They needed to return to the Starfinder before it became too dangerous. The journey back. As they hurried back through the foliage toward their ship, Ilara felt an overwhelming sense of urgency mixed with hope. The knowledge gained here could change everything for Nova Station and its inhabitants if shared wisely. Once aboard the Starfinder, Ilara set course back toward Nova Station while reflecting on what lay ahead. The challenges yet to come, but also opportunities for growth and unity among diverse species across galaxies. With determination burning brightly within her heart like stars scattered across an endless sky, Ilara steered them homeward, ready to face whatever awaited them next in this intriguing tapestry woven by fate among stars shining brightly overhead. This fourth part concludes with significant revelations about ancient civilizations, while setting up further developments in Ilara's journey as she prepares to return home with newfound knowledge and insights about unity amidst diversity.